No, I
off.
think she fell off. She'll be
Okay,
back.
I'm in the right live now. Let me just make
Okay.
sure. Hi, guys. Okay, let me make sure that I'm in the right live. I know I'm in the right live. I want to make sure that I shut the... Accidentally, I clicked into another live. I don't know why.
Hi, everyone. We're at the right live.
Yes, it's the right live now.
Okay, let me just... I just want to make sure that... See, I do have another live. Got to shut this one here. There's 14 people watching the other one.
Oh.
Please come to the other live. Okay. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. I'm in both lives. How can that be? No, I shut that one. Okay. All right, hopefully now I'm in the right live. Come on. Let me make sure. Okay. All right. Hi there, everybody. Hi, Shirley Joe, Captain Lee fan. Oh, Captain Lee fan, Bink needs your information. Bink, Captain Lee is in Slack. I don't know. Nicole, are you around that you could send her Captain Lee's information? I forgot to do it. I saw it when I was on the road. We were...
Nicole fell off, but she'll be
Oh,
back.
she fell off.
Nicole's not in here. She might be in the chat, though.
Okay. All right. Maybe she can hear me. Hi, Elizabeth W. Hi, Cryptic. Danielle, Faith, Love, I saw you today in the other live. Hi, Video Reel. And Robbity Bob. And let's see. I'm in top chat, and that's not good. Sean Sneed. Farm Wife. Deborah Vancouver and Linda. Linda, you're in the right live now. Okay. And let's see. So a couple of things about his extradition have been brought out. And let's see, we're going to see what they're saying that, what's the first one? That he's expected to stay in a basement-like cell when he goes to Moscow. And the Ladau jail, that's Ladau County Jail in Moscow, Idaho, where he's expected to stay, is tightly quartered, according to the sheriff's department. The jail reportedly only accommodates 42 inmates, and the cells are in the basement of the county courthouse. So he's going to have access to a library that has a selection of books, including a pull-up bar and a dip bar. Pull-up, they mean pull-ups.
So you do pull-ups.
Yeah, no, I just want to make sure that's not they just pull up to the bar and they're going to serve drinks and stuff.
You do pull-ups and get drunk.
Right? And then there's a dip bar. So
Dips are, that's like, dips are like this. Okay, dips are like sort of like you take. Let me see. I'll show you here. You take it, push it, you dip in like that. Push yourself up, lift your legs up, and do that. So you can get big.
in a small rec yard, all of which are constantly monitored, inmates are allowed 1 hour a day in either or a combination of both. Let's see. Once he gets to Idaho, he is going to have an initial appearance without our magistrate. They'll deal with issues such as making sure competent counsel is representing him, and the case will be scheduled for hearings. Should he be brought back through the Pullman Moscow Regional Airport, it's just a 10-minute drive to the jail. Let's see. So there were items, everybody's been talking about his vegan diet. Now, News Nation was at the jail, and they saw that there was a food delivery which showed items that would work with his vegan diet. So they are accommodating a vegan diet.
I heard if you looked up it in the phone book or whatever, however you look it up, there's probably not phone books, but if you looked up a vegan restaurant, that comes up.
Okay.
Even though it's not a vegan restaurant, I guess.
Okay. You're talking about back in Idaho at the Mad Greek.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Am I behind?
Yeah, we're talking about in Pennsylvania.
So sorry.
That's all right. Authorities that searched his campus apartment and his campus office have found more evidence, new evidence. And let's see what they did here. And they've also have the Elantra that they're getting evidence from. So the law enforcement is still telling people, if you know anything about Bryan or anything, call them. They're urging people to call, come forward, call the tip line, report anything you know about him. It will help the investigators and eventually our office in the court system understand fully everything there is to know about not only the individual, but what happened and why. The probable cause affidavit detailing what led law enforcement to Kohberger is expected to be unsealed soon after he arrives in Idaho. Now, the public defender in Idaho, her name is Ann Taylor. That's funny, Ann Taylor, because they're, let's see. The county sheriff has yet to respond to an interview request from News Nation. So that is about that. Let's see here. Okay, now the next little nugget is that why is his transfer special? And he was brought into the courthouse just a couple of hours before his hearing to let them know whether or not he was going to waive his extradition hearing. And this is because the gravity of the case at hand. Now, this is an FBI special agent who made an appearance on their Rush Hour show on News Nation said this, but I've also heard the opposite. Somebody said that whatever people are on the docket for that day, they are all dropped off early. So there's two different versions of that, why he was brought in that early. But this person said whenever you're dealing with a transfer of this nature, you have to bring them there a few hours before. Typically, prisoners, when they are making their initial appearance, they bring them in groups. A transfer like that happens first thing in the morning, and then you just sort of need to wait it out until it's your turn. Well, that sounds kind of what the other person said, right? When it comes to law enforcement and suing, the transfer is smooth. Walder says pop culture perceptions don't apply in real life. The U.S. Marshals, they are the best of the best. This is what they do all day, every day. I would imagine just to ensure safety of him and everyone else, this will take place probably an odd hour and probably via air, the extradition back. It could happen right now. I think he could already be there. He could be on a plane right now. He could be on his way to the airport. We know it's just... We know from like other people that have been transferred, like when Chris Watts has been transferred, it's just like they don't even let them know. They just come to the cell and they come on, we got to go. That's it. You get your stuff together, whatever you have, you're going. And then remember, he said he described that he went in that van and he thought they were bringing him to this really bad prison in Colorado where he heard such bad things, but they just stopped there to go to the bathroom, and then they went on to Wisconsin where he was so happy to be in that other prison. Yeah, same kind of thing. They're just going to say, okay, come on, we're going. They're not going to ever tip their hand because, say everyone's safety could be at risk, okay? So let's see.
Anybody has any questions? I worked 2 years in the Maryland prison system, so I know kind of the ins and outs of that too.
Okay.
By the way, I hated it, but I did.
So then this person said, I would imagine that transporting him via vehicle will perhaps be a bit risky and could also create a circus. Well, we know when they did that to Letitia Stout, she tried to escape somewhere in Kansas when they were taking her from South Carolina back to Colorado via a vehicle. Okay, so let's see. Now the next thing is about the motives. An expert says that he may have had multiple motives. So let's see. This, okay, so someone is saying on, this person O'Toole, Mary Ellen O'Toole, who's a former FBI profiler, spoke with News Nation and said that being that he previously studied under a serial killer expert connected to BTK killer Dennis Rader, forensic expert and former FBI profiler Mary Ellen O'Toole said that Bryan may have also paid attention to past serial killers' crimes. Let's see what she said. She said, and I quote, "It's too early to say, but it would reinforce that this person had an interest in serial killers. If he did reach out to BTK, it's very likely that he reached out to other infamous serial killers or serious high-profile offenders," which we don't have any proof that he's done any of that. We know that he was asking for input from people that were ex-cons in a Reddit group. It's not unusual to want to go to a prison and talk to one of these people or to communicate by letter because they want to hear what they have to say, how they committed the crimes, the planning that went into it. And she said again, there could be multiple motives in a case like this. Right now, he's a suspect. He's not been found guilty. But there may be two faces here. Someone that is academically very well educated and prepared those questions in a survey, and then the personal violent ideation that would have preceded the academic pursuit as a PhD student. And she said, we know from past experience how much planning can go into these crimes based on studies that serial killers or mass murderers do in other cases. They're interested in how it was done, why it was done, and how did they prepare. We know he was interested in that just in the questions that he put down. And then she said, but in a small number of cases, there are people that follow these crimes so that they can do it better, and they can do it the same way. They can learn from their mistakes. And that's what we've already said here, right? That was he trying to learn from their mistakes, and that's why he was more focused on the ones that were convicted, because where did they mess up? And, that was my opinion about, I think. And then he said, well, if you haven't been convicted and you can still participate, but it sounded like a side note. He wanted the ones that had messed up somehow and got convicted, because that's what he wanted to avoid. So he wanted to see what was the problem. What did you do? How'd you mess up? That's what I think. Apparently it's shared by others. Okay. So we've got that, I think. And then about the video of him in the car. Now there is apparently two, and according to Brian Enton, he said that the other one will not be released by the sheriff's office because it's involved in the prosecution. So let me just make sure I have that correct. I'm going to go back over here for a second. If anybody has background noise, so you just want to mute the, okay, so they will, okay, and the other thing, yes. If you go to the Moscow Police Department site, they're no longer going to be communicating to the public or the media about Bryan's case. And it's on, let me get it, it's on the website. And it is, it's not muted. It seems muted. Let's see. Okay, I don't know where that noise is coming from, but all right. So let me go over here. And I'll pull this tidbit up here. The non-dissemination order, which you can find on the site where they have all of their press releases on the Moscow PD. This is the order. Let me make this a little larger here. State of Idaho versus Bryan C. Kohberger, defendant. The court, by stipulation of the parties, enters its order as follows. It is hereby ordered that the parties to the above titled action, including investigators, law enforcement personnel, attorneys, and agents of the prosecuting attorney or defense attorney, are prohibited from making extrajudicial statements, written or oral, concerning this case, other than a quotation from or reference to, without comment, the public records of the case. This order specifically prohibits any statement which a reasonable person would expect to be disseminated by means of public communication that relates to the following. 1. Evidence regarding the occurrences or transactions involved in this case. 2. The character, credibility, or criminal record of a party. 3. The performance or results of any examinations or tests, or the refusal or failure of a party to submit to such tests or examinations. 4. Any opinion as to the merits of the case or the claims or defense of a party. 5. Any other matter reasonably likely to interfere with a fair trial of this case, such as, but not limited to, the existence or contents of any confession, admission, or statement. I'm sure that should be given by the defendant. The possibility of a plea of guilt to the charged offense or a lesser offense, or any opinion as to the defendant's guilt or innocence. It is further ordered that no person covered by this order shall avoid its prescriptions by action that indirectly but deliberately cause a violation of this order. It is further ordered that this order and all provisions thereof shall remain in full force and effect throughout these proceedings until such time as a verdict has been returned, unless modified by the court, and that is January 3rd, 2023, 4:58 p.m. And that is by the Magistrate Judge Megan E. Marshall. So that is interesting, okay? So they're not going to give out any more information on this case. And so to follow that up, this press release was put out okay. The Moscow Police Department is providing the following information to update the public on the ongoing homicide investigation and court processes. On January 3rd, 2023, the Ladder County Magistrate Judge Megan Marshall issued a non-dissemination order in regard to the murder case against Bryan C. Kohberger. The order prohibits any communication by investigators, law enforcement personnel, attorneys, and agents of the prosecuting attorney or defense attorney concerning this case. A copy of the order can be found on our website. Due to this court order, the Moscow Police Department will no longer be communicating with the public or the media regarding this case. So, no more are you going to be getting updates from them at all on this. Let me go over to here. So,
I think that's reasonable.
Displaying Tracy Whittington's.
okay, so let me go back over here. All right, so now let's see what, there was something else I wanted to follow up. Okay, so in response to this being published, Brian Enton tweeted that police say they'll no longer be communicating with the public or the media about the case The judge is prohibiting any communication by investigators, law enforcement attorneys, and agents of the prosecuting or defense attorney. Let's see. And Bryan said, I don't believe this will impact the probable cause affidavit becoming public. That will be a public document. This order is more about people connected to the case talking about it outside of court. Okay, and now regarding that police cam video that was released. He said Bryan and his dad were involved in another traffic stop hours before the one that we've seen, also in Indiana, and the Hancock County Sheriff's Office is not releasing the body cam footage from that stop because they say it is part of an active criminal investigation in Idaho. Let's see here. The sheriff's office said that Kohberger was pulled over for following too closely to a semi-truck. They say there was no info available on a suspect for the crimes in Idaho to include identifying information on any specific information related to the license plate. And I think we've gone forward on that. And let me go back to someone else. So, what is this video? Let me see. 1 second.
I am a genius. Did I get a
Hold on 1 second. Okay, so state police released this video of the traffic stop, which shows the trooper speaking with Kohberger, as well as a man in the passenger seat identified to be his father. After speaking with the men for a few minutes, the trooper also let them go with a verbal warning only, having learned that they had been stopped minutes before by the deputy. At the time of this stop, there was no information available on a suspect for the crime in Idaho to include identifying information of any specific information related to the license plate, state, or number of the white Hyundai Elantra, which was reported in the media to have been seen in and around the crime scene. And that's Indiana State Police spokesperson wrote. These stops were on December 15th, more than a month after Kohberger allegedly murdered 4 University of Idaho students. Let's see what else. Okay. Let me just go. Okay, let me see. I just want to show you something via where my video just went. Hold on 1 second. I just had my video and just went somewhere far, far away. So people are talking about, is his hand swollen? Is this swollen? Everybody's going to zoom in. I mean, we did it. We looked at it. Different shadows played, tricks on your eyes. You could think something looked like a Band-Aid, and then is it really a Band-Aid? Does it really look like a Band-Aid? A lot of different things. But let's hold on 1 second. Take a look at. Yeah, so those were some of the stills from the video. And some people were saying his hand looked swollen here. I don't know. He spent such little time on them. The most of the camera was on the door handle. And I did see, I think it was the officer's dash cam that showed just the officer standing at the car, but not another angle of them inside the car. And I would assume that that other stop has something, I don't know, on it more than this. Perhaps they did see an injury. Perhaps he said something at that traffic stop that they think is pertinent to the case. Whatever it is, they say they're not going to be releasing it at this time. Let me go to... Okay. See if I can get this here. Let me see. Okay, this is... They were stopped at approximately 10:50 a.m. on December 15th. They were stopped on I-70 in Hancock County, Indiana. Kohberger was driving at the time, and the car was stopped minutes earlier by a deputy from also the Hancock County Sheriff's Department. The trooper then decided to let the men go with a verbal warning. Now, his defense attorney in Pennsylvania said that Bryan could be back in Idaho as soon as this evening or tomorrow morning. Here now. Okay, so I was just looking for something here. Let me see. Okay, let me just quickly... Quiet. Okay. I'm going to pull up the video from the sheriff's office. Hang on. That coming up there, hang on. Okay, let me just grab this then, hang on, what did I put that as? Hold on one second. Just trying to open this up in another application I have so that maybe we can stop it and see a little more than open up in my video editor. Just, it's opening. So, yeah, hang on, just give me 1 second here. I'll pull the video over. Okay. Add my media. Come on. Hold on 1 second, I'm going to see where it is in this file. Okay, so Idaho. Let's switch for it with this. Okay, got that. Add that. Pull that down here, and come on. Okay. So let me see something. Space this out a little bit. Okay, so we've got, go here, what do we got? Okay. All right, let me pull this over now. Yeah, this is going to show a little bit of that dash cam as well, where the officer is going on. Okay. Let me go back on that spec. And I'm just going to delete that. So we can just hear this. Okay, now let's see what we've got. Let me bring this there, and I'll bring this over. Okay, so let's go. So this is a different version of that, where this is his dash cam, where he's bending over, and that's why his body cam, which we'll look at in a second here, is just focused on, because he's bent over so much, That's why his body cam is just taking that door handle, which is really, really unfortunate. Let me get that up. Hold on. It's very unfortunate that he bent over like that and didn't stand away so that we could have seen it on video. Okay, let me get the other one. Here. Okay, so hang on a minute, and that should be ready to go. I'm just gonna add it to the end of that one so we can. Look, though I don't know why in the world you didn't. It's almost like let's see, body cam. Let me pull. Do I have? No, I need my. Where's my video editor? It's over here. Pull this one back. I'm going to add the other one. Files. Body cam. I believe this is it. Okay. Come on. Get in the video. Okay, let me pull this over again.
Stopped me when you were driving by me there. You're a little too close to the back of that semi. About one car between you and the back of this trailer. I'm about one car going 10 miles an hour, so I'm going 60 or 70 miles an hour. I'm about 6 or 7 cars. Oh, you guys did? Yeah, man. You guys stopped by a trooper? We don't have any SUVs. It was a county guy. Was it like a black SUV? Yeah. Okay. All right. And you thought you guys were following too closely? Okay. Today? I'm not going to give you guys another ticket or warning if you just got stopped. Just make sure you give yourself plenty of room, okay? So like I said, it's all about how fast you're going, okay? So if you're going 10 miles an hour, you only need one car. Right? If you're going, so the speed limit here is 7. If you're going 70 miles an hour, you need 7 car lanes. Yeah, that's the easy way to explain it. Right? Yeah. Okay. It's really, it's, if you're in the B&B manual, it says 2 to 3 seconds. All right. You guys have a safe trip. Where y'all heading?
Thank you so much for
Where y'all heading to? Huh? Oh, where at? Yeah. It's a long haul. You guys scared of airplanes? Did you? Okay. All right. Well, hey, please have a safe trip. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so he goes back in his car. But you know what's interesting? For someone that's coming home, he doesn't have, like, the car isn't packed a lot at all. And there's such a small window. Okay, got that. Okay, so let's I don't see that his hand is swollen. I don't know if this right here is dark or is a shadow or is something. Still there, still there. Still there. Still there. Is that some kind of a...
Should go on, take a guys, picture.
Is that just a shadow of something on his hand? Does his hand look swollen? So looking over here, could look a little bit swollen there, but this is actually 4 weeks and 2 days, basically, right? Because it's the 15th. This is what I was looking at, seeing something here that looked a little weird. And it's just the way, it's a little weird the way his hand is positioned here. But his hands looked fine today, right? They didn't look like they had... I'm just looking at this.
On to state, please get your license.
I don't know. What do you guys, let me go to the chat and see what everybody thinks, if there's anything you want me to, where did I can't find you guys now, where's my chat? live streaming. Nope. I can't find my chat. Not good, not good. Here I am. Hopefully this is it. Okay, so let me see. I'm not even not even at the right space in the video. So let's see what you guys are saying. You guys are saying, let me catch up, okay? Snow remover, how's your dad doing? Hi, Rosalita. Hi, Ashley Vestal. Hi, Margot. Oh, you're going to the doctor. I hope everything's well. Snow. Innocent until proven guilty, of course. Yes, Paladine. Yep, of course. That's the way the justice system is. Innocent until proven guilty. You think he was probably telling his dad the whole story, Ashley says. Is there anything that anyone sees that they want to try to get a better look at? Let's see. It is a very short window of...
Did you just mute someone? Because there was like a...
No, it was this thing that was playing.
Oh, okay, sorry.
The police cam.
Okay. Sorry.
That's all right. I don't know if anybody wants to see. You're making a movie that shows both camera angles on one screen. Okay. I have that here, Jeff, but you're just putting them up below and on top of each other and playing them in the same screen? Like this? If I was to make this one smaller and then put this one on top, is that what you're doing? What do you think about the hands, Jeff? It looks like something, LK says it looks like something is between his legs. Something is between his legs. This right here. Could it be his wallet or cell phone or
Snow
so
remover
fast that
or in slap.
snow remover what?
She said there's a news link in Slack that shows more of the police cam following the stop. Cop slapped the back of the car walking by.
Oh, I think this one must show it though, doesn't it?
She was saying there was a different one.
I don't understand. Okay, hold on. There's only one that's been released, so. Let's see, hold on, I have this one. You sure it's not this one, Snow? Because there's only one and then the dash cam that I have before this that's been released.
All right, well, hey, peace out, Central.
Thanks,
Safe.
sir.
Danielle Faith and Love said there's another video of this.
Well,
It's the dash cam from the same stop.
yeah, but I just showed that. It's right here.
No, she means right from the dash cam instead of,
Scooter, can you see the screen, Scooter? That's the dash cam.
Yeah, I'm watching the movie. Or the video, I mean.
Oh, you must be behind. The dash cam is right there. I put it before this video.
Oh, okay, yeah, I didn't see that.
He touches the Elantra as he approaches, Jeff said, not as he goes away. They stopped him and let him go, High 61 says. Good night, LMNW. No, I think the other one. No. They didn't show, they can't show the other traffic stop. That's what Brian Enton said. The sheriff's office is not going to release, the state police in Indiana are not going to release the next one. You can see him touch it in the dash cam. Okay, but Jeff, these are the only 2 videos released, correct? I just want everybody to know because they keep telling me that there's another one. It would be better to mute the video. Okay, Comrade 40. All right. I'll mute the video and then when I'm skipping around. Look on his lap by his legs. Yeah, that's okay. Let me, see, that's a shadow, I think, of his jacket. That looks like a shadow, because it looks like a shadow because it's sunny. But I was looking at this and wondering if that was a scrape or something. Does anyone else see that?
Just above his wrist there?
Right here.
Yes.
I wonder what that is, if that's... Oh, so Jennifer Koffendorfer mentioned that. Let me go to her Twitter. Did she mention that on her Twitter? I'd be interested to see that. Let me check that out.
You check the screenshot Deborah left in Slack. It's blown up a little more, I think.
Okay. Jennifer Koffendorfer. Let's see what she has. She said, my heart just skipped a beat. Why did her heart just skip a beat? She's posting this picture. I think my picture shows it much better. She's showing this picture. Oh, come on. But I think my, watch this over here, watch it on this video. I think this shows it much better, and I haven't done any enhancements or anything on it. I haven't adjusted color or done anything. But I don't see her say that unless she says it in a reply. Let me go to her. I blew it up. It is a cut, I believe. could be nothing, shading. You could say the lip matches the balaclava pic people were posting not long after the murders. Open to interpretation. Mine is a healing cut.
It doesn't look like a shadow to me.
She said, I tried to clean it up a bit. The face is clearer, a cut on both wrists. No marks on the face for those asking. So in the second one, she's saying that this right here, she's saying is a cut. But it actually almost looks like there is, it almost looks like a cuff. Like, see this? Like it. I don't think this one is a cut. I don't think on this side at all. Let me see here. It looks a little weird.
It almost looks like some kind of a rug burn or something.
But it looks weird. Like here it looks like shadow, then it looks like he's got the shirts on. He's got definitely got a cuff. And then he's got like a white, it's like white here. And then it looks like this is the cuff, or like it almost looks like a Band-Aid or something. The way it is, it just looks weird. But I don't think that's a cut on the other side.
Video Reel said he sent you an email and he thinks it's a dark patch of hair that the sun is catching from an angle. And when the sun hits things like dark hair, it makes them look distorted. So that's what he's saying. It looks like a cut to me. It looks like a cut to me. I mean, Deborah put a good picture up. She didn't do anything to her image that she blew up either. And she put that in Slack. But it does look like, to me, my opinion only, it looks like a cut. Yeah, I assumed you were referring to the right hand. Are you referring to the right hand or the left?
Jennifer Koffendorfer was saying she sees it on both hands. I was referring to this. She is saying that this is also a cut. There's this, I think, is more of a shadow. If that, I would be.
I can only see the right hand, and that's where I see the cut on the wrist on the side. Or a burn.
Yeah, on the right hand on the side, it's horizontal. I mean, up and down. It's up and down.
What I see
Vertical.
are two strips of clear tape, like medical tape maybe, but clear tape. And I think underneath
Carolyn, I
the
posted a pretty
Band-Aid.
decent screenshot. I didn't do anything to it. It was
Yeah, I'm
directly
looking. I'm
from the
looking.
body
I'm looking
cam.
for it. Did you? Oh, okay.
It's just above Chris
Oh, I
Reed's
see. I see. Okay.
things, and it's a pretty good screenshot. It is. You can't tell definitively what it is, but
It looks like a cut. I mean, what
it doesn't look like a shadow.
It looks like one of those white square gauze pads, okay? And I think it's tape. I see two shiny.
That's what I'm saying.
on
That's
his
what I'm
wrist.
saying. I thought that too before, that there was some kind of that clear tape.
Maybe he
and
went
if
to
you
the
look really
hospital.
good, I doubt it. If you look really closely, you can see where his skin's dull, but where there looks like two pieces of tape going across his wrist, it's shiny.
I don't see
And
the
someone's
tape, but I-
seeing this and saying this is something between his legs. I'm not sure.
I think that's a shadow. if
Yeah, but
anything.
no, but see, there's the shadow, but
Oh,
then there's
there.
like almost like an object right here.
Well, he could have pulled his wallet out thinking he'd have to give his.
Yeah, it looks weird to be a wallet, but maybe. But that's Deborah's picture, and then that's mine.
Look at his right
It looks like
knuckle.
a gauze pad to me. And it's just pulled away a little bit from his skin, but I see taping it to him.
I don't see the gauze pad you're talking about. Oh, above the,
Look on the
Hold on, I'm trying to get the.
right at the top.
Look at his
Right
fingers
from
too, the knuckles.
down from the bone. Yeah, just follow the outside of the pinky finger all the way up past the bone in his wrist. And there's like 3 gaps. 1, 2, 3. That's where the gauze pad is. You don't see that?
No.
Go from the outside of his pinky finger, follow it all the way up past the bone in his wrist by about a half
It
an
looks
inch
like there's
above.
like some. It almost looks red right here.
Yeah, it does. I see something on his wrist. Do you see like the 3 dark spots I'm talking right? No, down, towards me.
Right here.
You don't know where I am. Keep
Well,
going.
yeah, it's going to be a delay.
Yeah, it does look red there. It does. But keep going.
Right here.
Right above the wrist bone.
Right there.
Mm-mm.
No.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, she's saying like above the
Right,
wrist.
1, 2,
Yeah.
3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Yep. And if you
below
look at
the
the right
sleeve.
angle, you can see that there's a clear, and it actually is. That's the side of the gauze thing, and then there's right where your pointer is, straight across. That's a clear tape or whatever, and then right above it is up here. You can't see me using my stylus to point you to it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, across the wrist there, it's actually indented.
I mean, there's some sort of mark on there that I can see. But my eyes aren't very good, but I do see the cut. I mean, that's clear as day to me, in my opinion, allegedly.
I don't have to say alleged. Yeah, I can zoom up the picture. See, I've got it zoomed. And if you look really hard at his wrist, on his right wrist, but on the left side of his right wrist.
I'm going to zoom too.
Right above where you'd get your pulse, there's a piece of, his skin is indented towards his hand and above the tape. So the tape width apart, it's a little too close.
Kevin,
yeah,
that's what I'm
it.
saying, the same thing.
I'm trying to get us back. What happened? Captain Lee saying what?
No, Kevin is saying, look at the top knuckle of his right hand. It looks bruised.
Yeah, I agree, Kevin.
There's another picture I should go find.
What is that? What's the cop's leg?
You don't think it's a possibility he could have got stitches or something? Would he have gone anywhere? I mean, he couldn't have.
No way.
His knuckle looks bruised.
Yeah, but he'd have to be bleeding out.
It looks
Because
like
I promise you, any hospital would have had a record. And possibly because of security reasons, at least have a person coming in and coming out. So they would have had his picture that way.
Could he have gone back to Washington that night? I know it's only like 13 minutes away.
The hospitals would have been on alert too to watch for somebody coming, that maybe had, some kind of injury.
Well, you would think that would be, communicated. That information would be communicated to the police if that did happen, But maybe it didn't. Maybe it didn't happen,
Somebody has something
That's true.
playing. If you could mute if
You
you're
never
playing
know.
something, that would be great.
What is the date of this video?
This is December 15th.
2. S Avatar. Audio muted.
Tracy,
December
I
or
think you have
November?
something going on. December.
Oh, that's a full month
Mhm.
and 2 days.
But if it was a wound that should have had stitches, would it possibly be kind of bad looking after that period of time? You know, say it was really deep and it should have had stitches, but it didn't get stitches. I don't know that much about wounds to know.
Yeah, it would, it would, for sure. Not, and after 24 hours, we generally don't
You see marks on his wrist. Hi, cute kitty kitty.
There's a thing called steri strips, and you
Oh.
can stick them on yourself. You could close it in,
Yeah.
but depending on
steri strips on hands because you use your hands too much.
But you would
and
think
it
you would
comes-
think if his
comes
hand
right
if his
off.
hand was hurt, his dad would be driving the car unless his dad is just exhausted
Right.
and needs to rest. I don't know.
And maybe this is after they switched drivers, an hour or so after.
Don't forget this incident happened in November. Okay, so maybe he told his father, "Oh, I cut myself doing something at work or whatever." You know. Maybe he just didn't.
You can use super glue. We
Yeah,
have a
you
medical
can.
super glue. However,
Mhm.
you could go buy a super glue and try to, but sometimes knife wounds are very deep. But if it was superficial enough, you could get super glue and super glue your own wound.
And that's a nurse talking, guys. Tracy's a nurse.
But yeah, people do that a lot. They try to super glue their own. But we have what's called a medical super glue, and
Yeah.
it does a good job. But you wouldn't do stereo strips on anything like hands, fingers, anything that you use.
Well,
a lot.
you can also get something like Second Skin, which is a glue for
Yeah,
cuts.
that doesn't work as well.
Those strips would work on his wrist, I think. No?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Anything that moves a lot wouldn't work well.
But that area of his wrist is above where his wrist bends.
Yeah, it's above where his wrist ends, the marking. You can see it on YouTube, and there's a picture in Slack. It's not in the bending part of the wrist. It's in the actual
No,
wrist above the bend.
Right, exactly.
And it looks like
So it would be in a low movement other than the skin itself. It's not a joint.
Yeah.
And it looks like the sleeve could possibly be covering up some of the top of that.
I
Whatever
agree.
that is.
I agree. It does go down under the sleeve. Yeah, in my opinion, allegedly. That was for you, Al. Love you.
Like,
But in all fairness, that's a dark. What's with the dad's teeth? The dad's teeth really look like. Okay, I don't think the dad's teeth really look like that. So if he has dark marks here, could this be something?
Paladin has a message in chat that he snapped the image, enhanced red and contrast, and you can see 2 circular wounds on his arm wrist, each about 1/2 inch in diameter, about 1 inch apart, connected by scrapes on either side.
Okay, you screen snapped the image, you enhanced the red and contrast, and you see 2 circular wounds on the arm, each about 1/2 inch.
And think about it, if he is wounded here from the murders 1 month
Hi,
earlier,
Sandy.
imagine how bad that would have
Have you
been.
ever seen a bite mark, which I'm sure you guys have? We see a lot of bite marks, and generally when you see circular wounds, you think bite.
Oh.
I see where he's talking about, the circular area where they would have chomped on the side of it.
I can't even see it, guys, so I'm not even sure.
Or they could have kicked him, used their feet too.
If I could see
Maybe.
the wound, I
Says
maybe
it's a
know
wallop
better.
between his legs. She has a better picture.
Who has it?
That's what I thought it was.
Who said the wallet? Danielle.
Danielle Faithful.
You have a better picture. Okay.
To me, it looks like some kind of a rug burn or I don't know.
Jeff H says, I see no evidence of stitches when he was walking into court. Were we able to see that hand or arm, or was it obstructed
You
in
couldn't
some?
see the bottom of it because I went and looked.
This is a full month and 2 days later.
Mm-hmm.
It was fine, video reel. How was yours? Ours was nice and quiet. Which I like nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Check my email here. Video reel. Oh, you want to come in? Sure. Let me get the number for you. Hold on, video reel. Okay, I'm sending it to you now.
Don't forget to hit the like, guys, if you'd be so kind.
There you go, video. Now let's see. Anybody else?
Hi, Sandy Star. Christine Micro. Paladin.
Okay, let me get back to the live because I'm not in the live.
Maybe he did that himself. Maybe he slammed the wall with his fist or something. Was beating the wall.
Ouch, I just pulled my, get my feet back.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, video reel.
Hey, video reel.
Happy New Year's.
Happy
New
New
Year's,
Year.
everyone.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Okay, so this gentleman that you have here,
Uh-huh.
if you analyze his profile, he doesn't have much meat on his bones, right?
Right.
Okay, so he's well groomed as well. If you profile him, he's well groomed. Not only is he doesn't have a lot of meat on his bones, but he's well groomed. In a lot of cases, when you have a well groomed individual, they will have hair still on from their elbow to their wrist. Sometimes it's in small amounts, sometimes it's thicker, sometimes it's not even there. Some guys barely have any. But what's happening in the sun flare here is the sun flare to me looks like it's catching a patch of hair. And because he don't have much meat on his bones, if you use one of your hands and push over there on your wrist, you can actually feel an indention on your wrist, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm thinking, I'm just thinking this, so I'm sharing feedback, but it looks like he has a little hair on that area of his wrist. And because he's got it sat down on his leg, like he does his thighs, and it's turned towards the sun is actually catching that dark spot of hair is what it's doing. But I'm also reading into what everybody else is sharing too about, different possibilities. So I'm feeding off all y'all too.
Well, he is clean shaven. Now, he could be a person that doesn't have a lot of facial hair. Or he could be very meticulous about
DNA.
his beard.
Yeah. Yeah, he looks very well groomed if you look at him in the
Right. I mean,
suit.
he's been driving. It's like, a lot of guys will let 5 o'clock shadow, I mean, it's 10 in the morning, but they probably wouldn't even worry about shaving. They're on their way home with their dad, right? Yeah, I'll shave you
And
another
something
time.
else, mommy. When you had this same exact frame right here pulled up, where you could see this gentleman's face, even though he's pulled over, even though he's in a car, you can also analyze his face while you have it paused too. So he has a lot of stresses going on in his face right now for a simple traffic stop. If you when
Oh
you
yeah,
have
look at the lines.
you
right
had it
above
on that
his-
one
yeah.
frame, mommy, for like 8 minutes, and if you would have zoomed into his face
Yeah,
and
right
just
here.
ignore the fact that he's in a car, ignore the fact that he's in a traffic stop, and just analyze his face stress. He has a lot of stress going on in his face, like he's really worried or fearful for getting caught.
Oh, definitely.
There's one point he has so much mental things going on in his mind. The middle between his eyebrows
Yeah, it's
actually
all,
buckles.
yeah, there's
It
two
buckles.
really, yeah.
Furrowed, yeah.
And that's when you know someone's really contemplating something. They're stressing, fearful, and stuff like that.
Yep.
Was this the second
Second stop,
stop
yeah.
in what, a half hour?
Yeah. About that minutes, yeah.
Was it that close? A half an hour?
They said they're in the same county, and they said it's minutes earlier.
Wow.
So he gets stopped, and then he gets stopped again.
Yes, this is
this is the second stop. He's like, holy crap, the gig is up here.
Yeah.
Because,
yeah.
And this is a traffic stop, right?
Yeah, he was following too closely.
Zoom into his face if you can, mommy, and look at how both sides of his lips are pointed downwards over a traffic stop.
Yeah.
Now, if this man, you would think he's being pulled over, so people that are being pulled over have heightened stresses and heightened anxiety automatically, regardless if they're innocent or guilty of any crimes. They automatically have heightened stresses and anxieties. Well, when you start analyzing his face, the everything, it's not necessarily one thing or the other, it's everything in general. Like you can tell he is not happy at all. And it doesn't seem like it's not a happiness about a speeding ticket or being pulled over for a traffic violation. If you just look right there at that picture right there says a lot of information, actually, believe it or not.
I see.
Because most people, while they're upset about a ticket, they don't generally look like that. Like they just.
He looks worried. He does look worried.
Whereas the other gentleman in the car with the sun coming into his eyes and face, even though while the other gentleman's got all these other variables going on, he's smiling in the video.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
Yeah, he is.
So you see two different control patterns going on here with two different individuals. And yeah, there's a lot of friction in that frame. The crinkles between the eyes, the way his eyes, I mean, I don't know if anybody will agree with me on this, but to me, when I look into those eyes, that looks like the eyes of a killer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Danielle sent you an email with some pictures.
Right, yeah, I saw that. Let me check
Allegedly.
Danielle.
And everyone's innocent until proven guilty.
Right.
This man, he got away with it for a while, didn't he?
Yeah, Danielle, did you send them to me at the Carolyn at truecrime.org? Truecrimechat.org? Because I don't have
Danielle,
that. Can you check?
Don't forget to put org. It's .org. A lot of people make that mistake. So it's Carolyn at truecrime.org.
True Crime Chat.
True Crime Chat.
Yeah.
.org. True Crime Chat.
I thought he looked scared when the officer approached. You look at his mouth agape. He's leaning over. His eyes are wide. His mouth's agape. Like he's thinking. Like
he's thinking, "Oh crap!
Oh my gosh! Yeah, like
he's freaking out."
Yeah.
While the other person is exactly as you might expect one to be at times. Not so stressed, not so.
Yeah, he seems a lot more relaxed. Leaning back, just his head up. Like, hey, officer.
Hi, Malika. I wonder, could that be a birthmark on his arm?
And I also wanted to let you know it's actually very typical of men to throw their wallets in their crotch. So that could possibly be a wallet, like some of y'all have guessed. It's actually very common that men do that on stops. They'll just toss their wallet in between their crotch, whereas women are not likely to do that, of course. They're just not. So it's pretty common that a guy will pull his ID out of his wallet and then toss the wallet between his legs and just leave it there. But that struck me when the videos first came out too. I was paying attention to that area, making sure I wasn't missing anything there. It does look like a wallet, possibly.
His father's laughing the whole time, and I've, gone forward frame after frame, and his face is still in a state
it's
of
incredible.
confusion. Yeah,
the amount of
and stress.
mental. It's like this man really has a lot going on in his mind in these few little seconds in this stop. Each little individual second for him, he's got a lot going on in his mind. You can see it in his lips, his nose, his eyes, between his eyebrows. There's a lot going on, where the other guy's just remaining in character. He's got anxiety from the traffic stop, but he's still being friendly with the officer. And you'll notice the tone does change, like a little ways into it. He starts lifting up a little bit, like going away from that frame, as if like to ease up on the anxiety that he's having mentally, thinking about if he's caught or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he almost senses he's not in any trouble at some point, and then he actually lifts up almost. Like his lifts go upwards, his eyes spread out more, and his eyebrows relax. So there is actually, believe it or not, for just being very few frames, Mommy, you can do a lot of profile analyzing here, even though it's just a traffic stop on the side of the road. Because you notice his lips have completely changed now. As the conversation is progressing, his lips have now flatlined.
Isn't this a little weird right here in his jacket? What is this?
Looks like a seatbelt to me, right?
Is that his seatbelt right here?
I'm thinking it is. I'm not sure yet, but it does look like his seatbelt is, and he probably threw it on. He real quick when he got pulled over, probably. So it caught his jacket.
My eyes are really playing tricks on me because I feel like I could see residues of red all over here.
You know how generally, Mommy, when people are taking their time to put their seatbelt on, they won't crumple up their jacket up against their chest and stuff?
Right.
Well, it seems like, I don't know if he did. He might have been wearing it the whole time, but it seems like he put it on real quick and it crumpled his jacket to the right, if that makes sense. Up against it makes his chest look bigger over there.
Mm-hmm.
Like it bowed out when he put the seatbelt on, possibly.
Yeah, but like this little thing right here. See this? Looks like it's almost...
That's his underarm pit, right?
No, it's his underarm would be under here. Well, what is this? Does anybody see this? You have to
okay. We're a few seconds behind. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're a few seconds behind. Okay,
sorry
Danielle, I
about that.
got your email. Let me look.
171 watching, 73 likes. If you could, please smash that like button. Share if you'd like to also.
Okay, these are Danielle's pics that she wants me to show here. So I'm going to show these. All right, let me download this. Save. Okay. That's one of Danielle's pics that Danielle said she... what'd you say you did, Danielle? You...
I think it's interesting how all these people have actually come forward publicly on videos and news media that have known him, with the case not going to court already or anything. I think it's interesting how all these people are actually giving public testimonies about... I'll give you
strong.
If it's okay to say an example, there was a news media coverage of one young man that was interviewed. He was underneath this gentleman. This gentleman was his teacher's assistant.
Yeah.
And he was grading his paperwork.
Right.
Well, he claimed in the news media clip, Mommy, that this gentleman used to take his sister. There was a situation at one point where he was with his sister selling heroin. Did you hear that?
No, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, it's so weird. And it's like, this guy's being serious because he's being interviewed by
He said, wait, is this the kid that said was talking about the grading of the papers?
Yes, and he's talking really slow and rational about everything that he experienced underneath this gentleman as having him as a teacher's assistant. And he also said it goes deeper than that. I don't know if you caught into all of that. There's like a whole world going on there, Mommy.
I didn't hear that at all.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, there's like another world going on with this gentleman that we're discussing right now. He's involved with heroin and the girls.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, because he's got connections, because he's been in this area for so long, over an extent of years. He's got connections and ties to everyone in the community and stuff.
Wait, who does? The kid that he's teaching?
No, this gentleman right here we're discussing.
He's only been in the area since August.
Yeah, but no, he's got if you listen to the student underneath him give his testimony on the news media clip, it's like 12-minute long video from the media where he's being interviewed. I think it's Law and Crime TV network or something like that. He's being interviewed by Law and Crime, which is a verified and confirmed. Like, they don't just let anybody go on their series.
Right.
Well, he said, Mommy, that there was a situation at one point where this gentleman, which was his teacher's.
He's not a gentleman, video reel.
Well, I'm calling him a male. Sorry, male. This guy, not a gentleman. No, sorry.
The
Wrong
suspect.
word.
The suspect.
The alleged suspect here in question. There was a situation where he was actually involved with this younger kid's sister, and they were out driving around town selling stuff. And there's a whole nother story and world that goes into that area too.
Did anyone else on panel hear that?
I heard he used to be on heroin.
Yeah, but did you hear what he's saying about that? This kid said this?
I heard the kid talking, but not saying all that. He said
I heard the kid talking about grades. Did anybody in the chat
I heard
hear that?
somebody say that his whole attitude changed after the murder or something like that.
Yeah, I heard that.
That he was more easier on grading.
Yeah, I heard that.
Papers. That's all I heard.
I heard that within a year he got super thin, real thin. And,
I didn't hear this other part.
He had heroin use. I heard what Nicole heard.
Yeah, and I only heard that he moved there. He had not been there, and he moved there in August because he had been going to DeSales University and just graduated in 2022 with his master's. So he was definitely. You saw the video, Lulu. Okay, Lulu, did it say what Video Reel said, that he'd been in the area a long time?
Hi, Lark.
Hi, Lark.
Hi, Lark.
Hey, Lark, hi.
I didn't mean to scare anybody.
Hi, Mark.
I just yelled really loud. But I'm trying to stay muted because Joel's playing video games and it gets real loud over here.
Lulu.
Okay.
Kevin Leonard.
Yeah, that's what I heard too, Kevin. Same thing.
Christy. Robity Rob.
Okay, I see. Kevin said he heard that the kid's sister ran him around to get heroin without her knowing friend from some time ago, I assumed in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, yep.
I'm not sure. I'll have to try to listen to that later.
When are you coming back, Larky? We miss you.
I heard that too, LEK.
LEK.
I heard the video too, that interview.
I'm glad I'm not alone in this world.
Let me see if I can find the source, okay, Brooklyn? I'm going to look for the source, okay? Hang on.
Yeah, Brooklyn, I'd like to see it too.
Let me see.
Let me go. Yep. Let me go. Gotcha. Let me type in.
Chris 377, hi.
If you could send me the link, Video Reel.
Yep. Yes, ma'am.
Then I can.
All over it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. It's going to be. It says student interview. That's what I do know for a fact. If anybody wants to get the searching, it says student interview. and I'm on it now.
That's because this is
There was
the
the
hot
bracelet
place
I
right
bought.
now, Lulu.
Okay, I'm gonna mute this.
Let's see here.
Let's see if this is that young guy.
Okay, I have I see something that was in the New York Post that said, let's see what this said. Idaho murder suspect Bryan Kohberger was an awkward creep who repelled girls in high school and reportedly struggled with a heroin addiction in his late teens. And those who knew the accused killer described him as an outcast whose transformation by his senior year of high school was so drastic that they thought he was a new student. I remember seeing him thinking it was a new student. He was so heavy and he lost so much weight. He almost looked sickly or like it was an obsession. Around the same time, he became more aggressive, and I think he became more of an outcast at that point. He became more withdrawn. Dominique Clark, who attended elementary and high school with Kohberger, told the New York Post. Kohberger, 28, was arrested, blah, 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 blah. Let's see. He grew up in the Poconos, underwent the startling transformation before senior year.
Right, I heard that as well.
Let's see.
Gotcha, mommy.
Okay, before senior year.
I heard he became extremely aggressive and a different person altogether.
At Pleasant Valley High School in Broadheadsville, losing maybe 80 pounds, Clark said. A fourth grade yearbook photo of Kohberger shows a smiling husky boy with spiky hair.
You can
Kohberger was also a heavy heroin user back in high school, another former Pleasant Valley High School classmate claimed.
Heroin
Casey
doesn't really
Arntz
cause you to lose that much weight.
shared the details of the accused killer's checkered past in a series of videos posted on Friday. In the video clips, Arntz shows photos of herself with Kohberger and other pals, as well as screenshots of messages she had apparently exchanged with him. I really didn't have old friend of a murderer on my 2022 bingo list, she said, still shaking and visibly distressed from learning the alleged mass murderer's identity. She showed a clip of her posing for a photo from 2017 with her friend Brandon, his wife, and Kohberger standing off to the right, facing the camera, but expressionless. Obviously, that's Bryan. Still had the dead face, she remarked.
Yep, saw that.
She
Quick
said
correction.
when
She was like super
Quick
nervous.
correction.
Yes.
My apologies. It's quick correction. It was ABC7 Chicago.
Okay.
Not Law and Crime, not News Nation.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I did send you the link, and he is being interviewed live, so it's kind of wild.
Okay.
Not
So-
like live right now, but it was live.
Right. Yeah. No, I'll put the link in.
When he was
said-
saying all the things he did, I was like, oh, Lord.
Yeah. She said when she had spoken to him at the time, he told her that he was clean from drug use. It was nice to see him clean up, she added, saying that he was working security detail at a school at the time. He seemed like he was better. Obviously, that wasn't true. She shared another photo of her friend posing with Kohberger at a party at a friend's house, noting that he used to be a bigger kid compared to his skinny frame today. The battle with drug addiction extended into college. A former classmate at Northampton Community College told Fox News. The classmate, who did not want to be named, told the outlet that the two would talk for hours about his weight and drug battle. Meanwhile, Clark described Kohberger as a very bright but odd, especially around girls. If he liked or was interested in a girl and she wasn't, he didn't understand why or just didn't accept her saying no and move on, and so he would be labeled as a creep or something along those lines, said Clark, now a critical care nurse who lives in Brenningsville, PA. He hung out with people who were outcasts. He tried to hang out with people who were smart. He just didn't fit in with anyone. Another classmate, Sarah Healy, told Fox that Kohberger was bullied by high school girls who would even throw things at him. It was bad, Healy said. There was definitely something off about him, like we couldn't tell exactly what it was. Healy said the treatment might have been a motivating factor for Kohberger. I honestly think that's what led up to this because he didn't get the proper help, and it was mainly females that bullied him. Kohberger is being held in the Monroe. Yeah, okay, we heard that. Let's
I
see.
screen saved that video of the young girl that knew him real well, and she was real nervous, real scared to death to talk. But I saved that interview, and that's exactly what she said. And she had all these pictures.
Okay.
Sounds like this suspect has scared people recently. You think the red flags would have been out there if learning this new stuff? It actually makes you wonder why the red flag weren't going off.
Okay, here's I'm going to put the other video in, guys. Here.
I agree with you. You wonder sometimes if you couldn't have intervened. Would it have made a difference? I don't know.
Right, exactly.
But I hear
what if someone could have helped? What if we could have done something?
Good point. I'll tell you that. Good point.
Okay, let me go here. I'm going to put the link in that video reel just shared with
It
me.
would have been different if he had sought out therapy, and surely he knew he needed it.
I always used to stick up for the underdog, you know, because I was always, you know, I hated that. I wonder if he had any kind of allies or anything. No excuse, but sounds like this stuff was going on, you know, long before college. He's 28 now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe if you cut something super early. I still say there, you know, that is red flag right there when someone is just slightly overweight. I wouldn't call them fat or anything like that. Just slightly, even almost normal looking, and then coming back completely rail thin and completely aggressive. And developing new obsessions. That's a huge red flag.
No pun intended, but it sounds like he's been hiding in plain sight for everyone to catch for a while.
Oh, okay. Sandy, I think you sent the same video that video reel did. Okay, thank you. Let me see.
Yeah, I saved that that interview of that girl if anybody wanted to see it.
Yeah, I think that's the one I'm showing. I just put a link in the chat.
Blonde.
Actually, there's different different ones.
Okay, this is from the ABC News that someone just sent here. So I think this is the same one, but
Yeah, for being 5 minutes, that student says a lot.
You're right.
And a lot of people might disagree and say, no, he really didn't end up telling us much. We might not learn. But if you look at how short that video and how much information he gives out, it's pretty stunning.
yeah, let me see. I can look at
Like
this.
I had to pause and go, wow, did he really just say all this?
I know.
And he did. He said it.
I felt the same way when the girl that knew him real well all through high school, not all through high school, but a lot. She said some very compelling things.
And see, in some cases, it's hard to explain this, but in some cases, it's not just what an interviewee does say. It's what they don't say.
Mm-hmm.
He indicated there's a whole lot more there, even though some people might disagree with that as well.
No, I agree.
Only about grades in that one. They're saying, see, that it's only about grades. That's what I heard. That's what I heard, only about grades.
Unless it's been edited since I heard it.
High school is cruel, but when you get to college,
It said it was 5 minutes long.
changes drastically.
And it's not a girl, it's a young boy in his 20s, I think. Not sure how old that young guy is.
That one I didn't see. But from what
I saw a
you
video
say,
about the guy at the visual. I thought it was him. Still do. I don't think so. Snow. I don't think that's him. Doesn't look like him. He only knew him as a teacher's assistant. Yeah, Sandy, that's what I heard too, Video Reel. I never heard the other part of that.
Yeah, but what he's doing, as he's given facts publicly, he's also indirectly admitting to having more information. Because there's a few times he indicates things like situations that he didn't go into detail and describe, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Well, think about
Brooklyn,
it,
that's
though.
what I heard too.
Like
I don't know.
possibly using the grade system as like a manipulation system in some aspects.
Well, let's say you've got a friend and you know them, and all of a sudden this happens. You know, it's going to be hard to put it together.
Well, I just read a video interview, Kevin, where they brought up heroin. I just did, but I just did read that. I don't know if you were here for that.
The blonde girl
You're
got
hanging out and
angry
taking
because
Tylenol.
he
You'll be
took her
lurking.
to a-
Okay, Scooter. Thanks for coming up.
Took her for a ride in the Poconos, and she got angry because what he was doing was looking for heroin.
Okay, where is this, Tracy? Do you have a link to this?
Yeah, I do.
I
I'm
believe
gonna
I
search and I'll send it to you. It's the girl that knew.
Yeah, I heard that
The
same
blonde
interview
girl.
where she
Alright.
said, you know, she didn't know, she invited him around to do him a favor, but she didn't know that he was looking for heroin. When she found
There you
out, she got
go.
really upset.
That's it. That's it, Nicole. That's the one.
I got
The
here.
little
late.
blonde
Okay.
girl who was so nervous talking.
Uh-huh. Really
Playing with
nervous.
her hair. You could
Mhm.
tell she was just so nervous.
Yep.
Yeah, she was really mad when she found out that he had been trying to get heroin. She thought he was just taking a ride.
And I saw that some people were under the impression that the gag order would include the release of the arrest
Affidavit.
affidavit.
Doesn't.
And
Well, what about
No,
the
it doesn't. It
911
doesn't.
call? Why
No,
can't
it
we hear the
doesn't.
911 call?
No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't include that either. Nothing that would come out like that. It's about them talking about it.
Yeah, I still don't
That's-
understand why the 911 call is not out. What could it possibly have so much to do with this?
Well, yeah, but they have to get back to Idaho, and they have to get him in the courtroom, and then they have to, they have to get.
You got to pay a lot of people to analyze that audio too.
Mhm.
Usually they pay like 3 different sources to analyze the audio from the call
Being
for
the defense-
prosecutors.
Yeah, I get that, but that's usually freedom of information unless it's
Sometimes, unless it contains
Totally
information about the
related.
crime.
that, something is so egregious, that is so important. They release that one at least. But I'm not going to second guess the police. To me, they've done a good
Get
job.
a cup of coffee. Here.
I'm not going to criticize them.
How did it get to be 2 in the morning? I gotta get a drink over here. I can't believe it. It's crazy.
I wasn't one of those people that
Time flies when you're rambling.
Yeah, I guess so. It's
that they
crazy.
didn't do a good job. I thought the police did a good job. The
Thank you
detective.
everyone for the likes.
Okay, let's see. So let's see what everybody's saying here.
Yeah,
Hi,
some of the
Deborah
interviews
Barons.
I listened to were classmates talking about how, his personality changed, how he became cruel, how one guy was like, we were friends, but lighthearted Being turned into like really mean.
That's what I heard.
nasty, and one kid said, he kept putting him in headlocks until he just wouldn't be as
Yeah, that's
I heard
really
that
weird,
too.
ain't it?
Yeah, we watched the same thing.
Headlocks.
Do you think it's all true, or do you think somebody wants 15 minutes?
I think it was true.
It sounded quite true. They sounded like that this was their, genuine experience with him. They'd been friends, and that he became like more mean spirited in
This
his,
isn't a 15-minute
friendly
thing.
jabbing, sparring
don't
stuff.
It's in my opinion only. I did not see that. not an expert in that kind of thing, but I just felt that they were being honest. I know the girl was very, 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 nervous to even talk. But yeah, I'm like her. I heard what she did.
Definitely a crime of passion.
Crime of passion?
Yes, he's got connections to everyone in the house.
Really?
If you study all what these people are saying about how he's been interconnected in the school and grading and students and this, yeah, it makes sense.
To me, I don't think he really knows them unless in passing. But
he was in a different school. They were in University of Idaho, and he's over at the University of Washington.
But what killers can do is in their minds, take it out. Things that have been done to him, they take it out on people they may not know. And the girls in the house and Ethan may represent something to him that has been cruel to him. That's just some dime store psychology here. But
Bye, Snow.
Yeah, say here's just a hypothetical. Just say, as an example, he visits this bar frequently and he gets turned down frequently by the same group of ladies. That would be the result of a crime of passion.
does he know that these?
No, I said hypothetically.
Oh, okay, I got it.
That's why I said it several times. Let's say hypothetically he was visiting a bar and got turned down several times. That would make it a crime of passion.
I don't know about that.
Say he really does want to be involved with these girls some way or another.
I wouldn't say crime of passion, but that's me.
Hi, Puddin'.
Well, he was definitely enraged.
When you realize that from the beginning, none of us probably would have ever thought this would be somebody that is has a master's or a bachelor's in the specific category we are actually discussing. So when you start to put all the little pieces together like a puzzle, and yeah, from what these people are saying, there were lots of red flags, and then you can say some legitimate hypotheticals. There is some legitimate hypotheticals you can say without sounding weird, because let's say he was rejected and it was the ultimate breakdown for him mentally, psychologically. You never know about an individual. A lot of us might not have expected this person to have master's or bachelor's degrees in this stuff.
College is full of folks with all different types of personalities, and super intelligent people not sometimes are a little introverted and a little awkward. That's fine. I have friends who are like that, and I have friends who are the opposite, that are super. I have friends who have really, really high IQs. I feel really stupid next to them, but I have a couple of friends who have PhDs. One of my best friends would, with a high IQ, she'd use her, I found her one time blow drying her hair in the bathtub, and I was like, "What are you doing, Annie?" And she's like, "What? Is that not right?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh," and this girl has an IQ through the roof. I'm just saying, what I'm saying is that college, to me, is a lot of folks with lots of different personalities. And I couldn't look at people and say, that could get a PhD. That person could be,
A lot of criminals have degrees.
Yeah, and lots of them are extremely intelligent.
Yes.
And there are lots of them who
are stupid.
Are below almost.
Look at Ted Bundy.
Highly intelligent and highly stupid,
and
both
Kemper
at the same time.
Had one of the highest IQs ever. He was a bona fide genius, 145, and they think he might have had the highest IQ of all serial killers ever talked to.
Let me see something.
Okay.
Ed Kemper?
Yeah, Ed Kemper, but he was not awkward. He was very articulate.
Well, Mr. K looks really awkward in that.
11
body
serial
cam video.
killers who had high IQs are Rodney Alcala.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
Yep.
Just trying to. Hold on, my thing is taking a minute here. Also known as the dating game serial killer, had an estimated IQ of 170. Alcala was known for being the winning contestant on the 1978 episode of the dating game, which occurred while he was simultaneously killing women in California.
I read that book. I know him well.
Right, there's a movie too,
one
and then Ted Kaczynski.
I'll take it.
Ted Kaczynski probably.
Yes, Ted Kaczynski had an IQ of 167 and was considered a math prodigy.
He might have been.
He was accepted into Harvard at just 16, but he reportedly took issue with modern technology.
He was awkward and introverted.
Isn't it like 2 standard deviations above the norm? That's crazy hard.
Charlene Gallego
was out of the water.
committed numerous murders with her husband, Gerald Gallego, in the late 1970s, a violin prodigy with an IQ of 160. Some believe Charlene was the mastermind behind the couple's murders.
I know that one.
I've never heard of her.
Yeah, I know that one.
Hang on a minute. Oh.
Have you ever heard of her, Carolyn?
No, I haven't.
Wow. Charlotte Gallagher. We have to look. I'm gonna have to look into her.
Yeah. Hold on 1 second. My thing is not advancing. The next one.
I wish they had a game show that I could go on called Name That Crime. I'd win $1 million.
Okay, let me see now. The next one is Carol Edward Cole. Had an IQ of 152 as a child. Carol Edward Cole's mother forced him to watch her have relations with other men while his father was away. She would threaten him with violence to prevent him from telling his father. Cole later claimed that trauma contributed to his issues with women in his adult life. They believe his first murder was the drowning of his friend at the age of 10, though nobody knew it was a murder at the time. As an adult, he picked up women in bars and killed them, targeting women he believed to be loose or adulterers. Police caught Cole twice in the middle of violent acts, but he managed to talk his way out of them. He was eventually sentenced and executed for the death of 5 women, though his death toll may have been much higher. And then Andrew Cunanan, 147 IQ, widely known for murdering fashion designer Gianni Versace. But he also had 4 other victims. He was reportedly a bright student and spoke 7 languages, but ran into trouble in school when he began pathologically lying. Okay, so he was another one. And then Edmund Kemper, IQ of 145. Investigators described him as a natural-born killer, and with good reason.
Yep.
He was formidable. He was 6'9". He weighed over 300 pounds, had an IQ of 145. His victims included his grandparents, several women, and even his own mother. Okay, let's see. Jeffrey Dahmer, IQ of 144. Stephen Christopher Stanko, IQ of 143. He had a grandiose sense of self-importance, failure to conform to social norms, and a lack of remorse. He already served a prison sentence for kidnapping and publishing a book about prisons when he was incarcerated. After his release, Stanko began researching serial killers and articles on famous killers who were found in his home. Stanko killed his girlfriend as well as a fellow library patron. He also essayed his girlfriend's daughter, who managed to escape, contact the police, leading to his capture in 2005. And he's serving a sentence now on death row in South Carolina. Okay. Lawrence Bittaker, one half of the Toolbox Killers. IQ of 138. He abducted, and tortured and murdered 5 teenage girls. Even prior to the murders, he had had trouble with the law, and while in a state prison was found to be paranoid and borderline psychotic with little control over his impulses. However, he somehow managed to get released, and he met a guy named Roy Norris, and they began murdering together in a van that they bought, and they nicknamed it the Murder Mac. They committed a number of atrocities in their killing spree and were only found out when Norris was picked up on minor drug offenses. John Douglas, the FBI agent on the case, described Whitaker as the most disturbing person he'd ever profiled.
Was that Canada?
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's the birthplace.
Yeah, I got that one confused with another one.
And Ted Bundy, IQ of 136. He confessed to murdering 30 women between 74 and 78. Though the true victim count remains unknown, Bundy was known for mutilating his victims' bodies and performing acts on their remains. He eventually ended up on the FBI's 10 most wanted list and arrested, though he managed to break out of jail more than once. He was eventually captured, tried for his crimes, and executed via the electric chair in Florida on January 24th of 1989, the age of 42.
The year I graduated from college.
Okay, John Christie had an IQ of 128. Also known as the Whispering Killer of England. He killed at least 8 people, including his own wife, in the 1940s and early 50s. His crimes were only made known after he moved out of his apartment, and his victims' bodies were found hidden in a wall. 2 more were found in the back garden, and his wife's body was discovered beneath the floor of their living room. Although police suspect Christie of murder, mistakes in the investigation resulted in Christie getting away with his crimes for years until the bodies were discovered. He was executed via hanging in 1953 for murdering his wife. Let's see. Yeah, that's...
The other guy, remember, he kills his family. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Oh, John List? John List?
John List? John List?
Yeah, John List.
He had quite an IQ, too. I read his book. When they, many times when they evaluate you in prison, they do your IQ. It's how we know them. Chris Watts went through that. I don't know. I think it takes like a couple of weeks, maybe even more, for them to do all these tests and evaluations on you.
I'm just trying to see something. Let's see. Okay, so what was I looking at? I don't even know what I was looking up anymore.
That's a lot of serial killers with high IQs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I wonder what proportion they, what percentage they are, in contrast to the number of serial killers that there are.
Well, these are serial killers. There's killers, and then there's serial killers.
No, but I wonder how many, normal IQ serial killers there are in contrast to the high IQ.
I think it's less than 6%.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think less than 6 last year. I don't know. I have to go find the study from last year.
Well, that's reassuring.
Because they did like a study last year at some
right, I believe
institution.
Right. That's
And it was like a collective, I think it was a collective of 45 years actually, not 75 or 100, but like a certain amount of time.
Right.
And they were analyzing that amount for a certain reason to get a better understanding of like newer generation killers, basically. Instead of going into a survey or a study analyzing a large, massive group, you limit it to a certain amount of years and a generation of killers too. So that gives you better analytics and data.
Was that a research class?
No, there's a lot of colleges and institutions do studies, and they publish their information online publicly
I
because they're
see.
required to by the
I thought you
institution.
said
It
you
says
took a research class because it sounds like it. I
it
hate
says
research
that
classes.
the first misconception is that serial killers are insane. It says they are rarely diagnosed as insane, but a common diagnosis among serial killers is antisocial personality disorder.
Personality
Yeah.
disorders. Personality disorders. They probably most have, but
Which
that
is
doesn't mean.
No,
psychopath.
it's more
Psychopathy, right?
antisocial than
You're
it
a
Yeah,
is
psychopath, right?
so does
personality.
many
If
of
you
the
have antisocial
population.
personality disorder, you're a psychopath, correct?
And mommy said it correctly.
Yeah, many people have.
Antisocial seems to be one of those
It's
that.
one of those that goes along with that, yes.
Yes, it's attached. You'll notice when you analyze cases, it is often attached
Oh, yeah.
to the individual, even if it's a male or female. There is often times when it can apply to
Now,
both.
Kemper did have. He did have. He was schizophrenic. And he went, when he killed his grandparents when he was a teenager, he was sent to a juvenile mental institution for that. And got out. And then did his crimes.
And what's really hard about antisocial behaviors in individuals is that you will have, when you look at these cases in some aspects, you'll see that some people will say, he never had a mean bone in his body. Who are you talking about? Then you analyze another group of people and they say he was a really rough dude over the years. So you get like these different perspectives into the antisocial world, which is different and unique to antisocial, not necessarily personality disorders necessarily.
Yeah, I don't take too much when people say, I would have never thought he did that. Well, or she.
A lot of family members say that about people they love and care.
I mean, yeah, I know, but even neighbors and stuff, I never put too much, credit on that because, who would think your neighbor, friend, whatever, friend down, casual friends, why would you think that they were capable?
Because the world is evil. And we got to put more good and love into it, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you.
It's a really evil world right now.
Your
It really is.
If your mind is in that mindset that anyone can be evil, and
Well, that is the truth. Anyone can be. So you have to be
true, that is the
proactive
truth.
in.
But unfortunately, people don't think that.
That's why they're lucky and blessed. They have people like us in their lives all over the internet and world.
I have never, you work in an ER for 30 years, you know what's what with the general population. It's a mixed bag. There are all kinds of people.
Let me just see if there's anything else going on with. See if Bryan Enton has said anything. Bryan Enton.
Okay, so I'm wrong. It's sociopathy. Antisocial personality disorder, sometimes called sociopathy, is a mental disorder in which a person consistently shows no regard for right and wrong and ignores the rights and feelings of others. People with antisocial personality disorder tend to antagonize, manipulate, or treat others harshly or with callous indifference. They show no guilt or remorse for their behavior. Well, that would about sum it up, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I don't have anything there.
Explains a lot.
Right. And then you actually have like different types of antisocial personalities. Yeah, like you hit the nail on the head. There's all these different types too. Like some are good, some are criminals. It's a mixed bag, like Tracy said.
Right, like some may never do anything criminal, but.
Like, cause they like perfect example. There could be two people, two totally different people with the same disorder. One is a criminal and one is a law-abiding citizen. And for the most part, people say they're happy or whatever in their life, despite being socially distanced.
Here's what I found. I found that many of my mentally ill and those types of folks were more happened to be actual people committed crimes against them than they killed people or hurt people. It's a myth to think that people with severe mental illnesses are have a more of a propensity to injure or kill or hurt people. Just because they're not in contact with reality. But that's just not what I've seen. I've seen they're more actual. They have crimes against them.
Trying to see.
That's what's good about this panel. There's so many different views, and I like that. Hearing many different perspectives and views. There are no exact right and wrong answers. It's a learning process. I think everyone fell asleep.
No, I'm here. I'm just looking stuff up.
Okay. I think I bored everyone to death.
Tracy, no, you didn't. We're just talking about it, and I'm listening, and I'm looking
No,
stuff
ma'am.
up.
I was actually just grabbing a cup of coffee, and I have what's the word for a cat really old and grumpy? Pretankerous. I have a pretankerous cat over here.
Coffee you got? Give me some. Give me some right through the screen right now. I demand it. What kind of coffee you got?
It's actually the black silk from Folgers.
Ah. I gotta get some now.
And sometimes I mute because background noise and stuff.
Best coffee is from Hawaii. Best coffee I ever got is when we used to take trips in the military to Hawaii. We'd bring back coffee there. We weren't supposed to, but we did. But see, the second best is where's my favorite? Anyway, Hawaiian coffee is through the roof.
And did Bryan Kohberger...
Hold on. Trying to see something, but I can't see anything.
Oh, I do, Judy. I hug him a lot. He's just old and pretankerous.
Who?
My cat.
Oh, that's cute. My older dog is getting so stubborn in his old age.
Carolyn, Christine Micro said that his sister has a YouTube channel. Now I realize you can't, do anything like that here, but she just wanted to let you know that information.
She wanted to let me know that she has a YouTube channel?
No, that the sister, his sister.
His sister does. Are you sure it's his sister?
Well, she has just put that, and Kevin said we'll let Carolyn know. So I'm being the mouth.
Which sister is it? Which one? Because which sister is it?
DK's sister has a YouTube channel.
But he has two sisters. Which one is it?
I don't know which sister yet. I'm looking.
He's over 20 years old. Norma.
20? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's why I use the word precancerous, because he's...
Deserves to be.
Yes, exactly. If he wants to tell me how bad his bones are hurting,
That's
I'll listen.
awesome.
I'd be cantankerous too.
Yeah, they're only supposed to have 9 lives. This gentleman's gone over 21.
Well,
you just wrote brown hair. Does that mean anything
Amanda
to you?
or Melissa? Where's Michelle? Why am I getting Michelle and Melissa? I'm getting Michelle.
Only need 11 more likes to be at 100, y'all. And there's 189 watching. Ooh, ooh.
Where's Melissa?
100 what?
189 watching live and 89 likes.
Melissa.
Wow.
Melissa's in New Jersey. And Amanda is in Pennsylvania. But they made a lot of fake accounts, so I don't know if and Amanda deleted her Facebook. And the father deleted his Facebook.
Unbelievable.
So I doubt that. Well, they were probably being harassed. You can't blame them, really.
No. What I said unbelievable about
I
it.
delete my Facebook if my, relatively high.
Mm-hmm.
People have nothing better to do than to do that.
Yep, I'd be like, click, bye.
They want it for the views.
Probably going to be, there's probably going to be quite a bit of that going on now that everybody knows who he is. Like deleting old posts and stuff like that associated with him, et cetera, et cetera. You just don't want to be associated with anyone like that. Innocent until proven guilty or not, it causes a lot of...
Yeah, this is the time right now where I'm not interested in looking at every speck of him. I'll be more interested after he is convicted and after we see the trial, people new to this don't realize the wheels of justice are slow. Yes, you catch the killer, but it's going to be a while before we have a trial. It could
Christine, could you just the name of the channel maybe to Carolyn in an email, please?
Yeah, because mommy gets it directly.
Mm-hmm.
I've sent her a couple things. There's something wrong with my email. Doesn't like to get it always comes back, my email. Well, not always, but like I had a good 30% of my emails come back.
How you doing over there, Nicole?
I was on mute just talking.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
I'm doing good. I'm over here. I'm listening, and I'm also looking at some desks, some new desks, because my things always fall off onto the floor constantly and continuously.
So you've got a new desk in your future, madame.
I don't know. I'm going to procrastinate till the very end.
Well, take your time. Pick one that you want. Don't pick one that just does what you need. Pick one you want.
I promise I will.
That's the
I
biggest
think-
mistake people make when they.
I need something to put my clothes in.
Like, buy it for functionality, not
Mhm.
looks.
Oh, absolutely.
Because if you get sad at it and it totally drives you bonkers, you're going to want to throw it out the front door.
Well, I need something that goes with my wood paneling because I'm doing a whole 70s house, like the whole thing. The whole
Nice.
thing. Yeah.
Well, guys, I don't have like a big house. I have one big area, and I need something that would look good in like a living room where I can put my clothes. If it looks like a dresser, you know, I don't want my living room / place I sleep to look like, you know, I want it to
Christine, just to the, sorry for interrupting, just to the email that I just posted in the chat, the Nightbot. And just shout out in the chat once you've sent the email. That would be great, Christine. Thanks.
Can I see the channel you're saying, and I'm not sure that's her.
Thanks, Nightbot. I think I'm gonna get that bracelet.
Yeah, because a lot of people actually do buy desks because of the way they look. You actually want to buy it because of functionality.
Yeah, do you have
And then blend it in with your color choices as you go in the color.
Exactly. What do you think? I guess I could paint it and disguise it a little bit.
Why is it that you believe this is her? Because I don't believe this is her.
I know what I like, but I'm, you know, I need help. My closet is big, but it doesn't hold all my clothes. I used to hang up all my clothes, and I can't do that anymore. Gotta come up with something. I found something, but it was like 20 minutes away. He's kind of a
Oh,
smart aleck.
I'd have to listen to her and compare it with the other pictures, but
Said I had to come get it.
doesn't really look. Let's see.
Up 4 more likes to hit 100. Come on, chat. 4 more.
100 what?
To hit 100 likes, we need 4 more. Thumbs up.
I always hit likes. Always. That's the first thing I do.
I don't know. And, okay, it is Amanda.
Italian roast coffee.
It'll be interesting. I'll take a look at it and see. And compare it with the other pictures I have.
Did you get her email, Carolyn?
Yeah, I got the name of the channel. Yep. Thanks.
Okay. You're
All right,
welcome.
I'll check it out there, and I'll let you know what I think if I'll compare it, because I can't listen to it now.
I got a couple things that I'll resend to you too, Carolyn.
Okay. But
For some reason, they're coming back to me.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not the first time. It happens a lot.
Right. It's her. Okay, Christine. I believe you then. If you're saying it's her, it might be. I'll listen to it. I'll listen to it later. Okay. She has an entertainment website as well, with a bunch of her photos and the plays and stuff she's been in.
What I have is someone claims that he was writing on.
No. Fake news.
No?
Fake news. I told you that the other day. Fake news.
I didn't mention it.
Yeah, no, fake news. About the profiles and that, on their page, that they've created, I don't even know how many Facebook and Instagram profiles for Bryan.
No, not profiles.
Right, but he was liking and writing on their pages, right?
No. I'm trying to remember what the name of, could be right, Carolyn, but I don't know. It sounded, really, just, what he said and how he said it, sounded very, but
he didn't say it because he didn't have any social media. He took it, it was all gone.
right. Yeah.
All gone.
This was written on something I'd never heard before.
It still doesn't matter. Reddit, all of that stuff. It's all gone. It's not him.
That could be true.
It is true. It's all gone. Reddit's confirmed what these posts that these accounts they thought inside looking in, outside looking in, inside looking out, outside. It's ridiculous.
No, none of those.
Okay, but it's any of them. He didn't have any social media. He got rid of it all.
This wasn't social media that he had.
Did you see this on like a news program or like some kind of?
I saw it on something with somebody I have never known to put this stuff out unless it was something he researched heavily. And that doesn't mean that it's
Well, I saw somebody that supposedly doesn't put crap out and put crap out yesterday.
Okay.
About that lady from the jail. They did.
I believe you. This
Yeah.
is a person who's been around for years.
So is the person that I'm saying to put the crap out yesterday.
I can believe it, Carolyn. It could be very well. You know, no doubt.
Anything for
in my
clicks
mind.
and views. And that was really disappointing in someone that absolutely did not need to dirty their channel with clicks and views through something that was so obviously fake.
We could be talking about the same person. This person I watched only because of the interrogations.
Okay.
I watched, they specialize in interrogations.
Okay.
And I've been watching them for years. He specializes in interrogations only.
Okay.
But Carolyn, you're absolutely right. That's why do you think I wanted to give it to you?
Yeah,
Why do you
but
think
anything that's been written and stuff, it's all fake. It's all fake.
The only thing we can go by is what the police put out, and
But what
vetted
if
news
he-
sources.
But what if he did? Just let's play devil's advocate here. What if he did? How would you know it wasn't him?
Because the accounts were when they were made and when they were created and when they were.
He said that.
What?
He said that. He mentioned that. He
Yeah.
mentioned that the police were definitely going to be able to say where that came from.
Okay. I'm not gonna worry about that. Yeah.
That people had sent that into the police. This what he was saying, and they couldn't be stupid. He has to know that it's gonna come right back. Whoever did
I
this,
saw it yesterday. The person didn't care. They just went an hour later and then said, "Oh, guess I was wrong."
Yeah, Carolyn, you talked about this yesterday.
But it didn't matter. They got tens of thousands of views on a totally freaking fake video.
But this isn't something that anybody would make money off of. This is something like I've never been on Reddit. Let's say you put
If
something
somebody on YouTube is talking about it, they're making money off of it. Tracy. They're getting views on their video. They're getting subscribers. They're making money off of it.
Okay, but the person, let's say, wrote on Reddit, they're not going to get money or views.
No, I'm not talking about the person that wrote it. I'm talking about the YouTube creators that are spreading the garbage.
I hear you. That would be really surprising and disappointing.
Well, I was really surprised and disappointed yesterday.
It happens every day.
I really, yeah, I know.
Because
but
the guy that did this, 100% did not need to dirty the channel like that, and he did it.
Yeah, this person would never need to do this.
Well, neither did this person.
He has plenty of views.
So did this person.
He has well over 200.
So does this person.
I don't understand why he would do that.
Okay.
Attention.
Money.
People do that. People do it. We can't take any information from
money
from
over
any other,
integrity.
We have to look at the facts.
And still didn't take the video down, even though an hour later they came and said, "Oh, guess what? That was totally false information."
I believe he would.
They didn't. Tracy, I'm telling you, the person I'm talking about, the video is still up there.
Is it the same person?
I don't want to discuss anybody's channel. See, I don't want to get into this here.
Yeah, that's why
I don't want to get into this.
Well, I sent it to you.
Okay.
I didn't want to talk about it on here. I sent it to you.
Okay.
I had no desire to talk about it.
All right. I really don't want it because it just.
Okay, I won't.
Yeah, thank you. So anyway, I'm going to, I think, end this for tonight. It's been a long day, and tomorrow is Wednesday. I think we might have a sale during the day. Because we haven't had a sale in a while. What? Yeah, we haven't had a sale in a while, but we're definitely going to be, staying up with what's going on here in this case, and if he's back in Idaho, or if the affidavit is unsealed or whatever, we'll be right on that. But anyway, I will see you guys.
Thanks for coming up on panel
later.
video. We don't see you very often.
Yeah,
I
thanks.
appreciated it.
Not a problem at all.
We'll see you later, and everybody have a good night. God bless. Prayers for all. Check my messages right now before I go. Hold on a minute. Scooter said, check your messages.
Thanks, everybody in chat. It was a good night.
Love you guys. Don't forget to hit the like on the way out. Think about becoming a member.
Four more likes.
Great night. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, I love you guys.
Oops, wrong way.
Get those
Peace, love, and
last
light to
four.
all.
It's good.
96 likes. Thank you, everyone, so much.
Let's make it 100.
That's right. 100 plus.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I already got my like in, so I can't do it twice.
If we could, we'd be really driving YouTube crazy.
Yeah.
Dear video, could you please slow down with your mouse?
Okay.
Hope everyone is having a good New Year's, though.
All right.
And staying safe out there.
All right, I'll talk to you about that, Scooter. All right, okay, I'm going to end this, and I'll see you guys later. I don't know, what just happened? Someone just came in? Who just came in? Did someone just come in?
Nobody.
Oh, I thought I heard the bell ring.
That was Tracy going out.
Chris Reed's coming in.
Oh,
okay. All right, let me figure out how to do this now. I've got to figure out where we're live.
Do we need a new Zoom, Carolyn?
All right, let me just end this. Hold on a minute. Let me just end this. Let me end. Where's the can't find my live stream here. I've got to go back into my studio. Okay. Content live and go in here. All right. Bye, guys. See you tomorrow. Love you guys. God bless. Prayers for all. Let's see.
Good night, everyone.
And this